Ace Ventura is very jealous.
Is Chris Judge's camp. So you've got to go follow it. We just did it. That has nothing to do with MGM, by the way. We just did that for Chris. And so we've got that going on. And so every time that he wears new pair of pants for us at Dialing Home, that's what we're going to be doing. Is we'll be uploading for you guys. And you know, it's got a personality. It might have a tone of voice even that we could own.
Yes.
All right, so let's get started. So what I want to do, obviously, he doesn't need any introduction, but what I do want to talk about is when we were just talking about the Dialing Home interviews, one of the things that we wanted to bring Chris back for, and why MGM was passionate about doing this, is that teal'c and Chris Judge, who obviously inform that character, are one of the lead reasons why we're so passionate about this show, and why we stick with the show. And he's one of the few characters that arc through almost all of the shows, and obviously the 2 direct-to-DVD movies. And one of the things that we love about him is that it is all of the things that we feel when we're going through that alienation and everything that we're going through, he basically embodied for us throughout that show, and how he learned and worked through it and was amazed at everything that they, well, not that you were very stoic, he didn't show it all the time, but how he learned. And one of the reasons we wanted to bring him back for Dialing Home is Chris Judge as a person is just an amazing friend to everybody on those shows. It is what you read is what you see right here. And so what we've been able to do to bring him back as the host is to have that connection with all of that talent and bring them in. We did, and you guys will see this in May, we did the Ben Browder, Bo Bridges together interview. And that was just one of the most beautiful interviews we've ever done, where we were kind of filling up, and that's the kind of voice that he brings. So what we want to do is do a couple of anecdotes where he's got some questions for you, and then we do want to open it up to questions for you guys. Anything you want to add, well, okay, within reason, that you might want to ask of Chris, we want to do that because that's what we want to do, is have a conversation. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right.
It's like fireside chats with Chris Judge. That's what we're doing.
There's no fire.
Maybe we should.
Right. Oh, I got that covered.
So what? You have to go.
I want to apologize for being a little late. I just took a wonderful walking tour of Anaheim.
Oh.
I went the absolute other direction.
Did you? I was going to send somebody out for you, and I didn't, and I should have. I feel bad now. We owe you.
There you go.
Guys.
Turn on this. Here's your fireside.
Oh yeah, you have to turn on the mic.
There we go.
All right.
Now we got it.
Then we've got it. So, Chris, why don't you do us a favor and just give us a quick update on what you've been doing with Dialing Home, what your approach is, what you've been thinking about, and then Bernie's got some great SG1 questions and all those good things too.
Okay, yeah, so Dialing Home is, well, first of all, thank Jenny for bringing me on board. But for me, it was just kind of selfish. It was kind of, I got to go reunite with these people that I've been knowing for 20 years. And it's very much structured like that. It's very much us sitting around chatting and talking about some of our favorite stuff that kind of went on, not only on set, but in fact, it's more behind the scenes. So hopefully you will be as tickled by some of the stories as I am. You will learn some stuff about a lot of the actors that you would never guessed. Never.
Well, I think one of those, in case, and it didn't seem like a lot of people were starting to come in, we can start with just a quick anecdote that was fun, is that we didn't realize that a lot of people hadn't ever known the story about the one time that your first prime of Apophis tattoo was upside down. Yeah.
The thing that I still find amazing about that, yes, Jan and the makeup artist, yes, we did put it on upside down, but it was the first episode. We'd only seen it, not a whole lot of times, and there was no reference picture, so we just had to guess if it looked right. So that's forgivable. That happened at like 5:40 in the morning. We just had to make a decision and go with it. The fact that it made it past the director the writers, the producers, the editors. Now that may be something we should look at.
Just real quick, is everyone hearing Chris through the speakers? Yes, no? Just his big booming voice on. Let's check.
Oh, so every time I lean,
Every time you lean in,
the mic. I'm a learner, just not a quick one.
Hey, I don't feel so bad now. I thought it was just me. I was sitting there doing without that. So one of the other anecdotes that we just heard that I thought was a lot of fun was when Tony and Carmen were talking about their time with Brad Wright when you guys were up in Vancouver. And that was a great story. What they were talking about was just having spent time with Brad. This is his early days. And one of the things that they talked about was when Tony first met you on site and on the set. And it was the very first introduction scene as well. And if you want to tell that story, because that was a great story.
Yeah, the first time I actually met Tony Amendola, Braytac, was actually on set. So the setup of the scene was also Braytac's introduction to O'Neill. So we, as the regular cast, we were still quite reverent to Rick as a person, but my character didn't necessarily have that towards O'Neill, and Braytac certainly didn't. But we had never discussed it, never talked about it, and so when we went to shoot the scene is scripted that Braytac first greets SG-1 and then greets teal'c. So action. Tony comes out and he's approaching O'Neill and I'm waiting for Tony to be reverent to Rick. Tony breezes right by him and comes straight to me. Now, that was some of the finest acting I ever did, to not go, he just walked by Rick. He just walked by Rick, he's gonna get fired. But I knew in that moment that Tony understood the dynamic of the Jaffa to Tari, Braytac to teal'c, and Braytac to O'Neill. And that's just what a fabulous craftsman that Tony is. He made all these decisions on the character just based out of the building of his character. He didn't let the on-set dynamics kind of influence who his character was, nor what his character's reactions should be. Now, Braytac is diametrically opposed to who Tony is, because Tony, if he were to walk in this room, would go say hi to every single one of you, and then by the time he came back, he'd still remember everybody's name. So that, knowing that now about Tony, that just makes it that much more remarkable to what type of performer / actor he is.
Well, you bring up a little bit of the craft behind it. I want to know about the development of teal'c's character, and I'm pretty sure a couple of people out there would love to know about that as well. How much of that comes from the writers, creators? Where does Chris come into play in interpreting and creating this character?
Well, a lot of it. Okay, let me go to the screen test. For those of you who don't know this, we had 2 screen tests before getting the part. One was for Showtime, and one was for MGM. When I arrived, there were 3 Daniel Jacksons, 3 Carters, 3 General Hammonds, and there were 10 teal'cs. No kidding. There were white teal'cs, Hispanic teal'cs, Asian teal'cs, and 2 black teal'cs. The black teal'c got it. Spoiler alert.
Hey, wait, you
For you, spoiler. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell the casting part before you got there, how you found out about it. Before you even got there.
Literally, I was over at a friend of mine's house, and I'm hearing his roommate go over lines. And, let's be honest, at that time I was auditioning for Thug Number 2. Narrowed it well. So I hear the lines he said. That doesn't sound like anything I've been reading for. So he went to get ready for a change or shower, whatever it was. So I
He literally peeked at the, what's called the sides.
yeah, I looked at his sides, saw it was Stargate. So I called my agent and said, get me in on this, or I'm leaving the agency. So 2 days later, I was in. So at the screen test, there's a lot of teal'cs. So after the Showtime, after the MGM screen test, they start reading off names of the people who will not be continuing on to the Showtime screen test. So I'm seeing people leaving, and it stops reading off names, and I'm looking around. Well, there's 2 Daniel Jacksons left, 2 Carters left, 2 General Hammonds left, and there's only 1 teal'c left. Brad Wright and I had this running joke that, part of being an actor, how do you make, there's an old saying, how do you make an actor unhappy? You give him a job. Well, a lot of acting is that excitement of auditioning and getting the call and that sort of thing. So Brad actually came up to me in between the screen test and said, hey, just do it like that, and you got it. And I said, you're denying me my joy. You're denying me my win, my victory. So, but he made up for it. 10 years of checks. That was a nice little
Consolation prize.
But yeah, that another thing, just quickly.
No.
But the screen test, literally. So, screen tests are very tense. They're people are on edge. No joke. Me, Shanks, Amanda, and Don all were just in the corner talking. No, as God is my witness, we just somehow bonded. I don't know. Well, I had known Donnie from MacGyver. He was Dana's stand-in.
Yep.
So I met Donnie doing MacGyver. And then Donnie, I think he knew Amanda. And I don't know how Shanks got it. But so when on the day, because you don't ever know who else got it. On the day when we were all there, it was like we knew it was something special because we had literally out of nowhere just bonded during the screen test. So it was a very good jump for us as a cast.
Were you delivering those deadpan kind of takes, like right from the screen test? Right there, it's that saying so much with so little.
Yeah. Gosh, a lot of it was trial and error because I talked to Brad and Jonathan Glasner at the time, and they kind of just let me know we didn't really know what we wanted because the character is really not, the Jafar, not really fleshed out in the movie.
No.
And so we kind of just were saying, God, we hope someone is this guy when he comes in. And you were kind of just the dude. So we really don't know what you should do with him. It's kind of up to you.
So you did inform him more then as a character as the years went on. That was a lot of you contributing to that.
It was a true evolution as I found more stuff with him, and it changed quite a bit. The most noticeable thing was probably the voice. For some reason, in the beginning, if you compare the original pilot to the remastered pilot, you can tell that there's quite a difference in the voice. Well, in my head, I thought that teal'c should sound like Yul Brynner from The King and I. No joking. And so when I first did it, the way he talked was very short, clipped, and etc. And I don't know why I thought teal'c should be Yul Brynner.
I didn't know that. That's good. So you guys just heard something that's not even on Dialing Home.
When I host the rewatches, I'm going to be watching him, and now I'm going to think of it in this totally different way.
Yeah, with that Yul Brynner accent would have been, wrong.
Yes.
That would have been not right.
Yes, as I.
Yes.
And the stillness was kind of a blend of Worf and the best advice I've ever gotten from James Earl Jones, which was from James Earl Jones, who said, never move unless you have to. Okay. I may have taken that a bit too far. And then the eyebrow was a direct thank you to Leonard Nimoy. Because when I was young, that was the character I identified with, was Spock. I was obsessed with Spock, so that was
well, that's a good question. Actually, you know what? I've never asked you that. So, what got you into sci-fi? Was it Star Trek when you were a kid? Because we're the same age. So, what was your?
My mom worked at Bank of America.
That wasn't where I thought you were going to start.
No, that's it. That's the whole story.
That's it?
You heard it here first.
My mom worked at Bank of America. She had a best friend named Diane who had her sister's son was named Mark. And Mark was an extra on Star Trek.
Oh, nice.
So we wanted to see Mark on Star Trek. And so I was kind of forced to watch this episode looking for this kid named Mark.
How old were you?
Who he was. Oh gosh.
Were you like 8, 9, somewhere in there?
I'm not sure I was that old.
So early.
Yeah, early.
I love it. Okay, Mike, your mic. Mike, your microphone.
Oh, sorry.
You thought I was saying hi to Mike?
Hands inside the ride at all times.
God, I feel like I'm going through puberty
Sorry.
again. Keep your hands away.
I'm sorry. This is what it's like for us all the time. It's so much fun. All the time.
But that's how, looking for this kid, Mark, who, thinking about it now, is probably a red shirt anyway. So,
Let's go with that. That makes a better story. I love that.
I was hooked, first time, boom,
Yeah.
hooked, yeah.
I love that. I love that that was Star Trek and that that's what got you started in it. When you wanted to become an actor, were you interested in sci-fi specifically, or like, most actors, maybe it was just whatever job could come along, or was that the genre that you liked?
No, because back then there weren't really no black folks on television, so you couldn't really pick out a genre.
Yeah.
You kind of just had to say, okay, just being on TV will be good enough.
Whatever work you could get.
Yeah,
Right?
so, but also the thing that I remember specifically, the day I decided it was Sounder, Paul Winfield, Kevin Hicks. Never knew the dog's name, never knew Sounder's real name. But yeah, when Sounder died, I was a mess. I was in tears, I was crushed, I was devastated. And I said, that's how I want to make people feel.
Again, not where I thought you were going to go.
Real humanitarian.
That sounds strange to hear me say that.
No, with your personality, I would have thought laughter would have been what got you into it, but
That was the moment. It was so devastating to me that
Yeah.
I realized what a craft, what a gift it is to make someone have a visceral, someone that you've never met, never looked at, never laid eyes on, someone that's watching what you were doing through a screen can make you feel like that.
right.
Wow, that's. Sorry.
Hey,
We're okay.
This is getting more and more like puberty.
Here, no more hands for you. I got that.
But yes, that is what
What got you
the
into it?
genesis of me wanting to be an actor.
What was it like when you guys all first got together and the cast started meeting together and kind of developing before filming and kind of creating chemistry?
Well, so we're all there for the first read-through, and we had all been in the day before to start getting fit for our wardrobe. So, as I recall, after the wardrobe fitting, there might have been an evening of revelry. So I was feeling less than swell during the first read-through. So in the actual script, teal'c didn't really talk because you see him come through the gate, you see his, that's all described, but he doesn't really talk. So I knew I could probably catch a half-hour shut-eye until page 32, when teal'c says, "Many have said that." That's the first time I believe you can do it. So I'm thinking, a page a minute, that's 32 minutes. So I'm nodding off with my script like this, and I hear, in my semi-conscious state, who I think is James Spader. So I drop my script and sit bolt upright, and I'm thinking in my semi-clouded state that they got James Spader to do the pilot. And it was Shanks. And I was wild. He sounded so, in the beginning, like watching, he had Spader's cadence and voice affectations down to the T. So when I got past that, because I really hadn't read anyone else's part, just kind of, and that wasn't selfish. I generally still do that because I like to be surprised when I'm on set. That's what I say. So then Amanda gives the speech about her reproductive organs being on the inside rather than the outside.
Killer lines.
And I was like, I'm gonna stay awake for this. This is pretty good. So now you have to understand that our director for the pilot was Mario Azzopardi. Mario is Italian. He's from Malta. I don't know if you know anything about the Maltese, but they are fairly passionate people. So as we're going through the pilot, Mario is giving us insights into our characters, but it's to the point of he will stand up and start screaming, throw a script, and knocking over water, knocking over tables, and we're all kind of just, don't forget, this is like our second day in Vancouver, and this man is tearing up this room. But what he did was he really infused us with a greater sense of the importance of our character, and his passion was really contagious, and so that was really sent us out of the gate with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, so it really was. There was no warming into it. We kind of dove in right away, and it was like great from day one. It was great, exciting, full of laughter from day one.
That's great. And Bernie, I know you've got more questions, but it's already 4:40, so
Yep.
I want to, if it's okay,
I'll fill in
when
yeah.
we don't have enough. So I'd love for you guys to be able to ask questions. You don't have to stand up. We'll just make sure and yell so Chris can hear you. And so, sir, right here.
Your mic's not on.
It's not really a question, it's just more, I want to thank you, Chris, you're literally a part of my life every day. My wife's second date, I introduced her to SG1, kind of turned her a little bit to the other side, probably why she ended up very new. When we finally got a dog, his name is teal'c.
Oh, nice.
I'm just thirsty. I was
And then just this last Christmas, brown obviously goes with her hair. And then just this last Christmas,
Wait, white obviously is brown. What relevance does that have?
this last year, we got my 6-year-old daughter a white puppy. And she, of course, wanted to name him Bregman.
So you have a racist family.
Walked right into that one. See, I've got a schnauzer and I named him Thor. I went safe on that
You
one.
went very
We don't know what the Asgard
It
are.
is great. Before we go to the next question, what's being handed out is an exclusive for WonderCon. It's a mini poster of Chris in our Dialing Home logo background. And for those of you that aren't on Stargate Command yet, it's got the URL down at the bottom. So you
I see they went with the tank top image. Just ooh.
A wise decision.
It's one of our.
Hold on. We may not realize, but like before Affliction and MMA, Chris like invented wearing this medium and the guns just popping.
And they got bigger.
I just want to give. Are you the reason that Shanks went on that arc he did physically? Because he went from the dopey scientist to the leading man in like 2 seasons.
Well, it's either keep up or get left behind.
Friends don't let friends skip like that.
It's actually, that's the hardest thing when you, it's easy to be in shape when you don't have a job. The hardest thing to do is be a working actor and try to stay in shape, and we really kind of helped with it. I don't know if it helped me the way we did it, but, and it's not that we eat and drink anything unhealthy, but just the ridiculing if you wanted to get a brownie, or if you want a Mars bar, you get heckled. So
No, that was not okay. Okay, so I know we had some other questions. I think you had a question.
teal'c.
So he stole it. Just to be clear.
I want to tell you, so that was in end of 1996. I never saw him again until 2011. I went to say hi, and he still wouldn't speak to me. That's no joke. I saw him at an audition in 2011, and he refused to speak to me. He was kind of mochaccino. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the punchline though that it was like Michael B. Jordan or something. Like he still won't talk to you, but.
Come on.
The other teal'c was Radon Chong's brother. Chong.
Oh,
Marcus
no
Chong.
kidding, Marcus?
Yes. Marcus Chong was the other.
And he didn't get it either. Does he talk to you anymore?
I haven't seen him.
Ever since he went down here. Do we have a question in the
In the back there.
The gentleman in the back with the black and the burgundy on.
Doctor Strange, maybe?
Yeah, can't tell. Oh, Star
Oh,
Trek.
he's in Trek. He's in Voyager Trek.
A red shirt, you may not make it out of here.
Unless he's the captain.
Chris, last time I saw you, you did something for a charity called Lightspeed. You took off your shirt and donated and showed your muscles. Are you going to be able to do that for a new charity or anything going on?
Dude, you are brazen, man. Way to go.
I do a program called Ahead of Horses for Disabled Children program. I'd like to invite you to Fun Day on June 9th. It's done by Bill Shatner.
We'll get a flyer from you.
Yeah.
I can't take my shirt off.
No, but I mean,
all that talk, but
you're welcome to
charity,
come.
I'll probably take my shirt off.
They made a good wager on last time, so I think it's good on you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've got so many. This lady right up here in the second row.
Was that?
No, that was in Solitude.
Yeah, that's
Right.
That's solid.
It wasn't scripted. She actually had set it offset as a joke, and then they put it back. They put it in the script when they did the next shot. So she was joking around, and you can see it. It's on a couple of behind the scenes They've got it on some photos, and I think there's actually film of it too.
Yeah.
So-
The funny thing about that, you know, our set, pretty much nothing was off limits to be joked about. You couldn't really joke about MacGyver. And the funniest thing, when Ben and Claudia came, couldn't joke about Farscape.
Really?
I mean, they had great reverence for that show. And, so of course that never stopped me from, I would only refer to it as, you mean that show with the puppets?
That was mean.
Ben never really liked that.
No, I bet. Hey, I haven't gotten a question from this side, right here.
Other than Cheyenne Mountain, which actually is Cheyenne Mountain, every other outdoor shot is Vancouver.
I can't even, you guys will know, do you know what the episode is where Rick comes out and he says, oh look, trees. There's one of those, and it's just this very quick comment, and that's one of my favorite. I want to put a supercut together for you guys, that it's like every different piece of Vancouver that, or Canada that anybody's seen.
You said there was a lot of humor on set, but who was the prankster? And why do I feel like I'm looking at him?
Define prank. Well, I mean, I used to like saran wrap people's toilets.
That would very clearly qualify as a prank.
I used to duct tape people to trees, chairs, anything on set. And then, of course, I guess everyone knows about Rick and I's legendary. Oh heck, flatulence. Our contest. Okay.
Seriously, every panel. Just every panel.
Okay, so Rick and I did.
Literally on the script.
No, who doesn't know about this? Raise your hand if you don't know about this. See? Perfect, let's do it.
I bet it's a gas.
Family friendly, family
So when I did MacGyver, this is first meeting Rick. Rick is the biggest television star in the world. First guy to make 100,000 an episode, blah, blah. If you're gonna be an actor, MacGyver's one of the shows you're gonna do. So I was scared. I was scared to meet him. He's a legend.
Yeah, you turn it on.
I just can't keep my hands off this thing. So, first scene I have with him is he's gonna flip me over his back, teach me about Archimedes and leverage. So, I do the rehearsals with Dan Shedd, who's his stunt double. So I never meet Rick. So now we're about to shoot, and out comes Rick. So he doesn't really say anything to me. And so now I'm more nervous. So when he's gonna flip, I play a high school football player. He's a substitute teacher. So we have to be face to face in a football stance. The gag is, I'm gonna go through him, he gets lower than me, flips me over his back, leverage. So now, Rick is directly eye to eye with me, but he's not really making eye contact. So if you ever see the episode, you can see my arm shake. I'm so nervous. So right after they slate, scene 25, take one. Rick looks up at me and goes, that was my introduction to Rick. So we were laughing about it like one of the first days. And so I found out that was pretty much his introduction to everyone. That was their baptism. I'm a guy. So we kind of started that on Stargate. And it got pretty bad because I got to the point where I would modify my diet to have not only them be more auditory, but also so that the olfactory presence was also more significant.
I see an incredibly popular blog format.
I can see a supercut of just those scenes that we know for sure.
So every night before I would go to bed, I would have a bowl of Fiber One, topped by Slim Fast, topped by Benefiber. This is no joke.
Those are all the old faithfuls.
This is dead serious. So I had perfected this concoction, and the results were explosive. So there's one particular day, we're in the gate room, you know, which is where it says Chevron 1 and code Chevron. We're in the gate room, and I really had it working that day. I really had it really good that day. So good that we had to clear out the gate room for half an hour. This is no joke.
We're literally going to end
This is
on
true.
this story.
So you know, in Hollywood, you have a production report, right? You have a detailed report of the day. So at 8 o'clock, first shot, complete. Moving on to so-and-so. So in the production report to MGM, part of the production report was had to clear set for half an hour due to Chris Judge flatulence. So MGM at that time loved to send memos. They get memos every day about stuff. So the next day, we get a memo saying that bodily functions that cause costly production delays will no longer be tolerated. Which just meant the crew couldn't participate anymore, but me and Rick could still keep doing it.
And on that amazing note, I can take one last question way in the back on the right-hand side. Yes, sir.
Not if there's kids in here.
I'll get that from you behind the scenes.
It really narrows it down, doesn't it?
I like to think that I kind of passed the torch over to Jason, but he already came with his own torch. We got along swimmingly. You know, my ongoing, I'm sorry I can't ever answer a question short, but so my ongoing thing was to have hair. It was the yearly thing. Well, okay, this is how teal'c. So I had long hair when I auditioned. Didn't hear anything for a couple of weeks, so pilot season was gonna start, so I had to cut my hair, get ready for pilot season. The next day, get a call to screen test. So I gotta say, oh well, I cut my hair, don't worry about it. So my hair was short. It just didn't look right, because in the beginning, like teal'c had these long earlobes, like all of Jaffa had these long earlobes. And the Egyptian thing, you know,
On the chin?
Yeah.
That's a great approximation right there.
I forget. What's it called, guys?
Peter.
It's not a beard. A beard?
It's called something.
Next to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
The thing. Everyone in here has Google. Google it. Not a goatee. Egyptians didn't have goatees.
Okay, but that thing, we gotta keep going because they're gonna keep saying it. That looks wrong.
You can't pay for this stuff, guys.
Okay, somebody tell me what that is. It's gonna drive me crazy. So doing the makeup test. First of all, the earlobes had to go because they figured they're trying to do the time thing. It took 45 minutes to get my earlobes. They wouldn't stay on like real long earlobes. So they wouldn't stay on, so then they started calculating, well, every Jafar has these, then this is gonna take a while. So get rid of the earlobes. Okay, so then the heel kept falling off when I started sweating, so they got rid of that. So now, because in the beginning, you know, remember how much eyeshadow I wore? Like that. See, everyone thinks I was gonna be Egyptian. I just liked it. And the gold, right? So it didn't really look right with the hair. So Jonathan Glasser said, hey, have you ever been bald? And I was like, no. He said, well, would you consider it? I said, for the right amount of money, yes. So we negotiated the amount of money, and I said, Jonathan, how long do I have to be bald? He said, 3 episodes. You can start growing your hair back. So 7 years later, I'm trying to get hair. How this relates back to Momoa is after season 6, in between season 5 and 6. So I grew my hair out, then I got some extensions. And so it came and it was beautiful and it was flowing. I looked like Black Jesus. It was wonderful. So I said, if ever is the year, it's gonna be this year. How can they say no to this? So I go in there and everyone's like, wow, I really like your hair. Da, da, da. So I go see Brad and Rob, and they're like, well, we like it, but we kind of just hired this kid that kind of has that hair. And I said, well, I've been here 6 years. You said it was going to be 3 episodes. Da da da. They held a picture of Jason. I said, oh, okay, I guess I'll